told you how much I love driving? If you're an open road enthusiast like me, the Baja Peninsula with 800 miles of sun-soaked highway is where you want to be. Today, my travels take me to one of Baja's up-and-coming areas, about an hour north of Los Cabos, to the towns of Todos Santos and Pescadero. My co-pilot, a legend of the Baja food scene, chef, author, restaurateur, a man who knows these roads like the back of his hand, Javier Plascencia. This is definitely going to be a good tasting tour. I can take no more, Javier. This is too good. In my kitchen, Sammy and Juju are joining me for a couple of recipes inspired by my road trip. A fried snapper with Jamaica rub. It's gonna be magical. Irresistible, crispy, and oh so very tasty garlic and jalapeno potatoes. This is gonna be your new roasted potato recipe. And a chunky, super juicy tomato and avocado salad. It's so good.
Dame tu piloncillo, dame café caliente, dame tu corazón.
One of the great pleasures of traveling in Baja California is letting the road take you where it will. The freedom and the sense of discovery seem to be baked in with every bend in the road. And why road trip solo when you can bring a friend? Acclaimed Chef Javier Plascencia is one of the most beloved culinary ambassadors for Baja cuisine. He also knows every inch of this 800-mile-long peninsula, seeking inspiration and new locations for his many restaurants. Javier wants to introduce me to one of his favorite regions in all of Baja, the towns of El Pescadero and Todos Santos. Our first taste is just off the road, for some carnitas.
Gracias.
¡Salud! ¡Qué ricas están, eh!
Está rico, ¿no?
Están buenísimas, el cuerito es lo más rico. You were born in Tijuana o en San Diego?
I was born in Tijuana, but I went to school in Tijuana and also in San Diego.
What did you feel? Like you were Mexican, you were American, because you crossed the border daily, right?
Me sentía muy mexicano cuando comía tacos. Y cuando comía hamburguesas me sentía americano.
But Javier's love for tacos and hamburgers was not what got him started in the kitchen. It was his family. Your family, they were in the restaurant business since you were little?
Yes, it's gonna be 50 years. It's gonna turn 50 years. Giuseppe's Pizza. I always wanted to be back in the kitchen, and my brothers wanted to be in front of the house.
Okay, so you grew up in the restaurant business. That was an Italian restaurant.
Yes.
And then when you decided that you wanted to do food on your own, what'd you do?
So after like 18 years working in my family's restaurants, it just hit me. I said, why am I doing Italian food? I'm not Italian. I mean, we do it well. And I want to do Mexican food with my ingredients from my region. And that's how the Baja Mediterranean cuisine started. So it's kind of fascinating because it seems like the people here have woken up like 20, 30 years ago saying, hey, we have a bounty of these extraordinary ingredients. Why don't we do our own thing? We don't have anyone telling us what to do, how to cook, because we don't have those very old recipes or, you know, people telling us, oh, you should cook this way because it was
You're not following the techniques or the recipe. It's a new Mexico. It's a Mexico in the making.
Yes.
That's really cool.
It's delicious.
It is. Javier wants to show me where this delicious comes from. One of Javier's many quests for inspiration led him here, an organic farm in El Pescadero, and he has been using incredibly delicious produce in his restaurants ever since. Lucky for me, they're in the midst of harvesting strawberries. Elizabeth Ibarra walks us through her fields. Oh, I love the flowers.
Yeah.
That's so juicy. So you guys have these like super fun, creative relationship. You must get really excited when you see what
I can't wait every time we show like a different product to Javier Plascencia restaurant.
Of course.
It's such a beautiful relationship, the farmer with the chef.
I got to experience this wealth of local product firsthand when Elizabeth brought us a Baja version of strawberries and cream.
Entonces me dijiste que tenía...
Local creams, a little bit of yogurt as
Yogurt.
well. They have chia and coconut flakes.
Ya,
And yes,
y tus
very
super
coconut.
fresas.
And lots of love, for sure. That is an extra, that is the secret extra spice.
This is so good. The strawberries are just bursting. And then the cream is just really tangy and a little bit salty.
Yes.
And you have to come here to taste this.
Yeah.
You cannot taste this anywhere
This is the
else.
Baja way. This is the Baja life,
Yeah.
people.
In order to get to the heart of Baja flavor, Javier says we must leave the paved path.
Oye, I love driving here in Baja.
I discover the Baja Peninsula driving. The scenery changes. You have the desert, you have cactus, you have the beaches.
And that's exactly where this road leads to, Playa Punta Loos, where the local fishermen leave and return with today's catch.
They come back around 2, 3 p.m. with whatever they
The
fish
day's
that day.
catch?
La playa, Javier.
Beautiful. One of the most beautiful beaches.
This is so beautiful.
¿Cómo anda?
Aquí, mire,
Tiro.
cambiándole, llegamos como...
¿Qué salió ahora?
Chinangos
Órale.
y unos pescados. Mi familia tiene pescando aquí como serán como unos 150 años desde que se usaba el remo. Tratamos de hacer una pesca sustentable nada más, todo a mano. Tiramos una línea y con tus manos no usamos una caña.
One connection between the sea and you. Va de acá para acá y de acá para acá.
Sí, sí.
Va.
Acá.
Fresquecito.
A little later, Javier is going to cook that beautiful catch of the day. And he's turning one of them into one of the best tacos I've ever had in my life. But first, I'm gonna get started in my kitchen on a recipe inspired by that taco, pescado frito. Everywhere you go in the Baja Peninsula, you have the opportunity to eat the most amazing tacos. Whether it is the fish taco in Ensenada or carnitas on the most random place on the side of the road, you're talking things into tacos. So today, I'm gonna make a meal that's all about tucking it into a taco. Of course, you have the choice of not tucking it into a taco, but I think you're gonna end up tucking it into a taco. So today, I'm making fried fish with a Jamaica rub. Flores de Jamaica are dried hibiscus flowers. And in Mexico, we use them to make agua fresca and also tea. But here, we're gonna use them to make these dry rub. And I'm just gonna break them up a little because they're big. The hibiscus flowers have some pretty amazing properties, like they have more vitamin C than citrus. They're also supposed to be like a very good digestive, and they have a really, really punchy and bright, tart cranberry-like flavor. And I used to play with hibiscus with my sisters all the time. We used to pretend that we were making perfume. Because when you add it to water, really strong colors start to appear, and we felt that we were some famous perfume makers somewhere. Anyway, we have the hibiscus flowers. I'm gonna add this to my mini food processor. And then we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of dried oregano. And then we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of dried epazote leaves. 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. And then I'm gonna add 2.5 teaspoons of salt, 3 chile de árbol that I already toasted and coarsely chopped. I would have never think about doing something like this, but it was just the Baja thing. People there are really, really free, and it made me want to try really new things. And I like it. Okay, now careful when you open it because the ingredients in here are intense. So you'll smell it. And now that this is finely ground, I can add the zest of an orange and the zest of a lime. And now I'm getting the citrus aromas.
This rub is really fascinating. It's really exciting. So we're gonna have the two different kinds of zest with very different taste. And I'm gonna pulse again so that this all mixes. And the smell, it's just so powerful. It's like you just walked in a spice store. I grew up eating fried fish, and it used to be mojarras fritas, but you can really make fried fish with any kind of fish. So today I'm making fried fish with red snapper. Here I have two, and they're between 3 and 4 pounds each. I'm gonna cut some slits. You wanna make deep cuts because we're gonna add the dry rub right in there. So I'm gonna make 3 slits. Okay, so now I'm doing the other side. I'm going to take this dry rub that you just made with me, and this is gonna go inside of these slits. That looks phenomenal. It's tart, it's acid, it's spicy, it's exotic. It's gonna be magical. I have the rub on both sides. I'm gonna place this fish in my fridge, and the fish is gonna start soaking up all those flavors. And to go with that fish, I'm gonna make some really irresistible and crispy jalapeno garlic potatoes. So I have 3 pounds of baby red bliss potatoes, and I'm just cutting them into quarters because I want them bite-sized. And I also wanna cut them small because I want them to crisp and brown all over. I'm gonna start throwing these potatoes in this baking dish. Add 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then I'm gonna toss them with my hands to make sure that they're all covered. And I have my oven at 450 degrees, which is really hot, for 1 hour and 10 minutes because I want them to crisp.
I'm exploring the open roads of the Baja Peninsula with Chef Javier Plascencia. But all roads have a final destination. Javier's latest creation, Jasa Mango, is ours. Located in the town of Todos Santos and focused on the freshest local ingredients, the restaurant is the culmination of his Baja cuisine and lifestyle.
Really happy to be here with you in your element, in your space.
Thank you. You Baja loving it?
I'm Baja loving it.
Yeah, this is the red snapper that we got out of the Punta Lobos beach earlier. We're gonna fry this one. So we're gonna do some cuts here, and then we have a mixture of flour.
Flour and
and
pepper?
we're gonna add togarashi. It's a Japanese condiment.
Okay.
So it's a red pepper with a little bit orange peel.
Uy, está delicioso.
Está rico. And let's take it over there.
Okay.
Very hot oil. You start with the head.
Wow. ¿Y este?
Este lo vamos a hacer a la sal.
¿Con una costra?
Vamos a hacer una costra. Aquí
Okay.
tenemos ya la sal, que es una sal de grano.
Okay.
Okay. There's 4 egg whites here. Add it.
Ah, okay.
You can mix it.
Okay.
Same flour that I had.
So it becomes a little bit of a
Like a crust.
paste.
Yes.
Yeah.
So look how beautiful this is. So this is ready to go to the oven. We're gonna finish it in the wood fire, but after it's baked. So it goes.
So we're making snapper 2 ways, and for the salt-crusted snapper,
Yeah.
you already infuse some Baja olive oil.
We have some Baja olive oil. We have lemon. We have very fresh garlic, rosemary, and thyme. And then we add a little bit of chile de árbol. Y lo que vamos a hacer es bien lento. Lo metemos al horno de leña para que tenga ese aroma.
Oh, that's amazing.
Como 15,
so he's
20
putting
minutos.
that in the wood oven. So this is more olive oil.
Cherry tomatoes from our garden, more chile de árbol. And I want this to get them like really blistered. Okay.
Wow.
But see how the skin is very crispy? That's the best part. Like picarón.
So you have
Pick a lemon.
glory, glory, hallelujah. It's like fish chicharrón. I mean, ridiculously crispy.
And it's very moist.
You're like 1,000 steps ahead of me. I'm still trying to wait. What do you have there?
Sorry, but I was hungry. That's a flour tortilla that this region really, really, really likes. Nobody ever eats a lot of corn tortillas here, but flour tortillas, which are amazing. How good is that, huh?
Okay, so here,
So remember that we baked in the wood fire oven, we put garlic and we blistered the tomatoes, and now we do like a little salsa.
can I try a little with bread?
Please. Amazing. Wait till you try it with the fish. That?
Ah. It smells completely different from the other fish. O sea, es otra cosa.
Yes.
Like, it's another story.
Yeah, so what it does, it keeps the moisture in, and so this fish is gonna be super, super juicy.
Like steamed inside of the crust.
Exactly. Vas a quitarle la sal con una brochita, con cuidado.
Okay.
Y mira nada más.
Sí.
Y aquí está nuestra salsita, mira qué delicioso.
Okay.
A ver. Wow. Completely different than the other one.
Whoa. It's like silk.
Very silky.
I can take no more, Javier. This is too good.
So
Yeah.
this is Baja California in a plate, yes?
I think it really represents the Baja that I'm trying to get to know. So thank you.
Cheers, salud.
The potatoes are in the oven and they've been there for about an hour and 10 minutes. So now I'm gonna make a quick jalapeno and garlic rub that I'm gonna drizzle on those potatoes. Chop the jalapeno finely. You know, this road trip in Baja and my experience in Todos Santos was so fascinating to me because I had never been, and it is all like simmering with new content and new ideas, and it's like really exciting. But at the same time, it's just cool and, you know, and with a really nice pace, and it's really fascinating. And then I have these 7 garlic cloves that I already peeled. Now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil right in here. Just a little bit more salt, like a 1/4 teaspoon. It's all gonna mix with the potatoes that I'm just gonna take out of the oven. It smells so nice. The potatoes are already roasted and they got the crisp. They definitely got the crisps. And then I'm adding this jalapeno mixture. If I added it at the beginning, it would have burnt. See how pretty it is? Because you have the brown, roasted, crispy. And now we're mixing it with this spiced up mixture. This is gonna be your new roasted potato recipe. It's irresistible. Back in the oven at the same 450 degrees for like 35 more minutes. I got my fish that's covered in this dry rub, and I have my oil that's been heating here, and I have it at 365. I'm gonna dredge the fish in some flour, and the flour is gonna give it an extra crisp coating. If you wanna have some fun in the kitchen, then fry some whole fish. Look at the bubbles. And it's gonna be about 7 to 8 minutes. Red snapper is my favorite fish. Has a beautiful word in Spanish. It's called huachinango. And while my huachinango is frying, I'm gonna make a quick tomato and avocado salad. And I have here some gorgeous heirloom tomatoes. Look at this beauty. It's just gorgeous. It has the orange, deep yellow, red, almost violet. Some red onion. I love the little slivers. I'm going to make the dressing, and I'm gonna start dressing it so that the tomatoes and the onion can start soaking up that flavor. And my dressing is going to have 2 tablespoons of white distilled vinegar, about 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lime juice, half teaspoon of brown sugar, teaspoon of salt, and some freshly ground black pepper, and then 1/4 cup of olive oil, which is 4 tablespoons. And we're whisking that. I'm reserving some because now I'm gonna cut some avocado. Absolutely gorgeous avocados. I'm going to drizzle the rest of the vinaigrette right on top. I'm just gonna crumble queso fresco right on top of my tomato and avocado salad. It's gonna be salty and tangy. And I have one last thing I need to do. Remember that Jamaica dry rub that I made for the fish? I saved 3 tablespoons, which are right here. And look at the beauty of these, because it's just beautiful. And I'm going to squeeze the juice of 2 limes, the one that I zested and one that I didn't, right on top of these dry rub. I'm gonna squeeze the orange. Look at the color of that mixture. That is why my sisters and I used to play with hibiscus flowers when we were little, because magical things happen to Jamaica when it's touched by liquid. Now I'm gonna add some scallions, 1/2 cup, and then I'm gonna add about 1/2 cup of chopped cilantro. So I don't want a fine chop, I want a coarly chop because I want that sauce for my fish to be chunky. Looks like a very generous 1/2 cup. It's a 1/2 cup patty size. Gorgeous. And now for the second fish. Perfect. Chuchu, ¿me pasas ese platón? Gracias. Sammy, ven. Ya está listo.
Whoa.
Mira.
Wow, so the whole fish.
It is, and I broke the tail. I broke the tail. So it's a whole red snapper. And I have another one coming out of here in just a second. Let me see if it's ready.
How do you tell when the whole fish is ready?
So, I mean, you know a little bit with time, and also the fish should come away from the bones. That's another way to tell. So I'm gonna let it drain here a little. Ooh, but look at that. The best part about these fish is that you can take off the pieces that are the perfect size for a taco. You can choose to eat it without a taco, but hey, right?
So good.
So tasty. Super crispy on the outside, and the fish is so nice and flaky, and you get these crispy bits that have that crazy seasoning. What do you think about the sauce?
It's really good, like it's sour, but it's also a little bit sweet.
And what do you think about the potatoes?
You can taste the garlic, but they're also spicy at the same time. And they're also really crunchy, so it's so good. ¿Podemos pescado?